Unfortunately, I couldn't actually watch him perform, but I did hear him, and I did say his favorite word because everybody knows his favorite word. That's Bay law.
It's
Bay Area
female
law.
It's female dog. That's
Bay Area law. That's unfortunate. That's Bay Area law. That's everybody understands. That's the rule. It is what it is. That's I couldn't help myself. Nobody, literally the entire line. Everybody knows the rules. I don't make the rules. All right, so just one quick note for the U.S. women's national team. Before we had talked about that they had announced that they had upcoming matches. They didn't announce an opponent for the October 29th match in Kansas City. That opponent will be New Zealand. So
is there any talks about who's going to be in that friendly?
No. They're not announcing rosters yet for that one. They will typically only announce rosters, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks before that one. So with that being said, they don't want to announce the rosters before, too soon before that one, because if players get hurt, or anything like that. So there is typically a pool of about 50 to 75 players that kind of just have their names in the mix right now. That they're just kind of like, hey, we're keeping an eye on you, keep doing what you're doing, and then they'll send out a preliminary email apparently, and they'll say, hey, you're one of the finalists, and then they'll say, hey, you're invited, or hey, we're not, we're going a different direction, or
right,
that's at least according to the interviews that I've heard recently with other U.S. national team members. That's kind of the process that I've heard explained recently. That's kind of how it works. So that's kind of the how that works. That's fun. Okay. That being said, all right, time for the show. Speaking of,
that's pretty cool. I saw a bunch of video or highlights from it and all, so it looks pretty fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you follow us on Instagram at SVT Sports Pod, on our stories on Saturday, you saw that I was posting like a psychopath. I went there with my wife Courtney. We got third row seats at the game at the show at Oracle Park. So they gave away these flags. In fact, we got two of them. Courtney got one, I got one, so that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we got we got a couple of souvenirs. We got a couple of t-shirts and so a couple other things.
I heard Too Short showed up.
Yep, Too Short was there. I was in the souvenir line when he started performing, so unfortunately I couldn't actually watch him perform, but I did hear him, and I did say his favorite word because everybody knows his favorite word. That's Bay law. That's
female law. It's female dog. That's
Bay Area law. That's unfortunate. That's Bay Area law. That's everybody understands. That's the rule. It is what it is. That's I couldn't help myself. Nobody, literally the entire line. Everybody knows the rules. I don't make the rules. Literally, you could feel the 40,091 fans there. You could feel the feminism leaving for just that half a second when that moment happens in that stadium, and then it comes right back in because we're at women's soccer match. So after that, we're right back in it. But anyway, yes. So back to the game itself. Washington jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Not fun. But then immediately after that third goal, the third goal happened in stoppage time in first half. But then Racheal Kundananji actually scores quite a bit of a banger. She finally gets on the score sheet. She's, top 3, top 2 in shots taken. She finally gets one into the back of the old onion bag to get a goal on the board in stoppage time as well. So it's 3-1 going into half. That's great. That feels good. The third goal was actually let in by on an own goal by Kelly Hubley, who's a backup center defense in the game, like playing because of injuries and pregnancy. That's kind of, when you're down players, you have the backup players in. Kelly Hubley does make up for it, though. She gets the second goal in the second half. On the end that we were sitting, we were on the first base end. 4 out of 5 goals were actually scored in our direction. So we had a pretty good view of them all. And like I said, if you were able to watch our stories on Instagram, you could see some of those balls coming kind of right at us. So that was kind of fun. This overall, it was a hell of an experience, and I'm so glad I was able to go. And if you're not following us on Instagram when we go to like live events like that, we're definitely going to try to post more of that kind of stuff. I know I'm going to make that promise. And if Tyler and Sam go to live sporting events, they'll try to post those experiences as well. This is definitely something that I'm going to remember for a long, long time. I just wish they could have got the win. I will say offensively, this was the best that they've looked all season.
Okay.
Offensively, this is they looked really good. They couldn't quite find that third goal, but to be honest, that's been the story the entire year. There has not been a single game where they've scored 3 goals yet, but this is the closest they've come to scoring 3 goals, and I think they're going to break that seal very soon. If not this next game against Angel City next week, it's coming real soon. Like I can feel it. We're going to get a goal explosion very soon. Like it is coming. The offense is starting to look really, really good. Unfortunately, this is also the worst the defense has ever looked. That was like on 2 of those goals. I don't know what the back line was doing, man. Like Kelly Hubley looked really lost on that. On the second goal, especially, you could see Jordan Silkowitz after the second goal was scored. She was visibly frustrated. You could see her slam her fist like in frustration, and then then after she did that, you could see her immediately like center herself, calm down, because she's 24, she's a competitor, she's very fiery and angry, and then she's like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be a leader. Let me fix that real quick. 40,000 people just saw me get really pissed off, and I'll say the next time Bay FC does something really cool like this, definitely try to get out there if you can. This was great.
Absolutely, man. It looked like a blast, man. All the videos I saw, it looked like everyone was having a good time. The weather was great. Unfortunately, the score didn't result the vibes, but nonetheless,
you got a free Mr. Fab concert at the beginning too, pre-show as well. So that was fun.
Yeah, it looked like a fun time. So definitely, I'm going to look to go out next time on those.
Yeah. A couple of notes from across the league. Bay FC, because they have some deficiencies on the back line, they did acquire a defender, Sydney Collins from NC Courage. She is in the Canadian national team player pool. She didn't play in the last go around in the Olympics because she was injured, but she's on the Canadian national team. She's like in their player group, and she's a really solid player. She played at Cal also, so she's familiar with some of the players from that are currently on Bay FC. She's the 8th overall draft pick in 2023. Let's see what else. She's from Beaverton, Oregon, so she's a West Coast person as well. So
nice.
Yeah, so this is a solid addition as well. She was available to play but didn't get into the game this weekend. I think that's probably fair. You don't want to brand new to the team. They acquired her on Friday. The game was on Saturday. That wouldn't have been fair, to put her in.
Yeah.
So I get not putting her in there. That would have been asking too much. So we'll let her get her feet wet this coming week against Angel City. That game is on Monday. Currently, Bay FC is sitting in 12th. The playoffs are starting to get kind of far out of reach right now. Mathematically, they're still within reach. They're only 4 points out of a playoff spot, but with 17 games played, that means there's so 20, 13, 26. So yeah, there's only 9 games left in the season. That's going to be a bit of a tough ask to get there. You got to climb over 1, 2, 3, 4 different teams to get there too. If you got to start winning games. They're only -5 on the goal differential. So it's not going to be easy. They could mathematically do it. I just think it's the injuries are a little bit too much right now, and I just the transfer window is closing soon if it hasn't already closed. I think it might be closed. If it's not closed, it's closing like either today or tomorrow. Like the last chance to get new players is coming up shortly. So this is going to be it. These are the players you got, basically. So, so maybe they don't make the playoffs this year. If they don't make the playoffs, I don't know if Albertine Montoya, the head coach, loses his job. It puts him on the hot seat.
Definitely was in the hot seat, in my opinion. I mean,
unfortunately, he's making the playoffs last year might have been the worst thing for him because the team just got really, really hot, and maybe overperformed expectations a little bit. And so, that was so you look at it now, they're just kind of underperforming a little bit. And you add in the injuries, there are ways to explain the why the team isn't winning right now. And I think the ownership group to this point they have shown a lot of patience and staying willing to stay the course. I think that they I get the sense that they're willing to stick it out a little bit longer with him, but I think the patience is going to run a little thin if they start off next year not doing well. So. Okay. And it also kind of depends on what acquisitions get made in the winter transfer portal, transfer opening window, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see what moves get made. So it's kind of a lot of things up in the air. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, one last note on the NWSL. Barbara Banda from the Orlando Pride, she will miss the rest of the season with a leg injury. That's unfortunate for Orlando and the league at large. She's a dynamic scorer and national team teammate of Racheal Kundananji as well. So Racheal had a really sad, heartfelt post on her Instagram as well. So check that out. Yeah. All right, so like I said, next match is against Angel City on Monday, 6 p.m. Check that out. Okay, so let's have you start talking Wrexham.
Yeah, so Wrexham here, they're having a hard time trying to find a win right now. They are currently sitting at 1 loss and 2 draws here. So I'm sorry, 1 draw and 2 losses here. They just played against Sheffield Wednesday here this past Saturday. They were up 2-0. Going into the half, only to squander the lead away. Kiefer Moore gets his first goal going into the half there to put Wrexham up 2-0, and then after that, the defense just loses its complete composure, and it's like the team just forgot that they were up and needed to hold a lead in order to get a win. It could have been worse. They could have lost that match. There was basically an empty goal at that point when Charlie Vignio came in for Sheffield Wednesday. But luckily, Danny Ward came out of complete left field and was able to kick the ball away there and prevent a goal and preventing a possible loss there against Sheffield Wednesday. So still searching for their first win. Their next match will be against, they have an EFL Cup round 2 tomorrow against Preston. But this Saturday, they'll be playing against Millwall. And Millwall is currently sitting in 8th right now. So, it's super early in the season. But when you've gone up so many times, there's going to be question marks no matter how early in the season is. And pundits are asking if Phil Parkinson is the man for the job. I love it. I love that this is already happening. It's 3 matches, guys.
3 games into the year.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God.
So if you think, Boston media or New York media could be crucial on their teams, football is very similar in Europe. They're very, very critical about their teams. And there's not much, usually a town has a team. That is the center and the focus.
Yeah,
so,
that's lifeblood. Yeah.
All the more reason why it's all eyes are on them. And Phil Parkinson's, he's had his team up in 2 games and they've squandered one. They had one where they came back and tied it up at the very end there. So, unfortunately, they ended up losing at the very end, but they got really close. You know what I mean? There's pieces that are there's composure on the offense and composure on the defense, but unfortunately, they're never at the same time.
Right.
And I think Phil's feeling the pressure because he needs to get that first win. I mean, you look at it too. Your team or your friends that went up with you in Birmingham, aka Tom Brady's part ownership. I can get the pressure, man, because currently that team's sitting in 5th and they have 2 wins under their belt already. You know what I mean? So I get the pressure. I get the media. It's a little bit more of a circus with the ownership that they have there. So that all comes with it. But you signed up for the job. And I think people just need to relax a little bit. Just take a chill pill. There's plenty of games to be played.
Let's circle back in a month, I think.
Yeah. And if you haven't gotten the win in a month, then I would say maybe he's not the right one for the job. Maybe he is the Warriors head coach situation here. You know what I mean? Maybe we run into that, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's just wait. So,
yeah. So, it's 3 games into the season is a little too early to honestly be asking questions about that. That being said, if you're it does take a little bit of time. I remember, I think last year it took a little bit of time for them to find their footing a little bit. They still ended up doing just fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna flash any alarms just yet. I obviously patience is the way to go. I think patience is take the chillest of pills.
Yeah.